Why isn't Saquon Barkley in the MVP discussion in a real way? Why has the NFL MVP discussion been reduced to Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson? What about Saquon Barkley? The man has a chance to set a new standard for rushing yards in an NFL season. He has a shot at surpassing Eric Dickerson's 2,105 yards in 16 games. Saquon Barkley will do it in 17 games. He's already crossed the 2,000-yard marker. He needs about 100 yards or so to surpass Eric Dickerson. How has this not put him in a serious way in the MVP discussion? Why is he not one of the top two candidates? His Philadelphia Eagles are 13-3. He, in my opinion, is the most important player on this year's 13-3 Philadelphia Eagles. Perhaps over the course of the next 3 to 4 to 5 years, clearly the quarterback and Jalen Hurts probably will be their most important player. But this year, his first year in Philadelphia, after leaving the New York Giants, rushing for 2,000 yards, flirting with 6 yards per carry, which is the gold standard for NFL running backs. He's not there, but he's flirting with it. That is the real gold standard. Look, we've seen the NFL go from 12 games to 14 games to 16 games and now to 17 games. The surpassing of Eric Dickerson's record, no different than Eric Dickerson surpassing O.J. Simpson's record. O.J. rushed for 2,003 yards in 14 games. Eric Dickerson did it in 16 games. Got it. It's not the same. But flirting with 6 yards per carry, it's not unprecedented, but that's Barry Sanders. That's Jim Brown. That's Adrian Peterson. And I believe O.J., Lamar Jackson, I get it. He's having a crazy statistical year, but his team is 11-5. To me, team record has always been a huge, huge deal as it relates to MVP. I'll use Eric Dickerson as the example. Eric Dickerson on 3 different occasions finished as the runner-up in the MVP race. In all 3 situations, it's because Eric was either on a Rams team that was either 10-6 or 9-7 in those 3 seasons, and he lost to guys that were on 14-2 teams. First, Eric Dickerson's rookie year, Joe Theismann and the Washington Redskins went 14-2. Joe Theismann got the MVP. Eric Dickerson's second year just happened to be the year Dan Marino just blew up the whole quarterback thing, 5,000 yards, 48 touchdowns. We had never seen anything remotely like that in the National Football League. The Dolphins went 14-2. And then in 1986, Eric Dickerson, another tremendous season, but Lawrence Taylor and the New York Giants go 14-2, and LT gets the MVP award. This is records, team records have always mattered. They've always been a deciding factor. Somehow we've thrown out and we've said, well, Baltimore lost this game or that game because Justin Tucker missed a kick. You are what your record says you are. And I'm not trying to beat up on Lamar. But also, Lamar Jackson has Derrick Henry in the backfield, who's rushed for like 1,793 yards or 1,783 yards. Derrick Henry is going to rush for 1,850, 1,900 yards, depending on what he does in the last game, if he plays in the last game or whatever. I just don't think when you have a running back who is also one of the top 10 candidates for MVP, one of the 6 or 7, 5 or 6 best candidates for MVP, I think that puts Josh Allen in the driver's seat. He has less weapons. His team is 13-3. He's had an incredible season. You throw in his rushing touchdowns, and he's had an incredible season. I think he's the front runner. I think Saquon Barkley should be in the conversation at number 2. Joe Burrow should be in the conversation, obviously, at 3 and 4, he along with Lamar Jackson. But again, Lamar's record is so much better than the Bengals' record, the Ravens' record, so much better that it's Lamar. But I just don't understand how Saquon Barkley is kind of an afterthought in this MVP race. In the world of whiskey, there's premium, and then there's Fox and Odin. And once you taste the difference, the choice will be clear. Buy online at foxandodin.com. Use the promo code America for free shipping. That's foxandodin, ODEN.com. Promo code America to get free shipping. American made, American proud. He's flirting with an all-time historic record, and we're just going to write the man off, and it's all just quarterback. And that's because there's this narrative that's pushed by ESPN and corporate media and legacy media that everything is about the black quarterback narrative. And let's prove everybody wrong that, there's this racial dynamic, and, Lamar Jackson got drafted at the end of the first round, and now he's got 3 MVPs, and it's all because of a racist system that he wasn't drafted number 1. That's the narrative that's being pushed. It doesn't matter how many black quarterbacks get drafted number 1 overall. Lamar Jackson, according to Ryan Clark and others, he's the only authentically black quarterback. And so it means more when he has success. But what about Saquon Barkley? What about the running back position? What about, because we have seen this resurgence. It's not a coincidence that Baltimore looks like a Super Bowl team because of Derrick Henry, that Saquon Barkley and the Eagles look like a legitimate Super Bowl threat because of what he's been doing on the ground. Why aren't we promoting the narrative that the running back position actually has value? It's always had value in this league, and that's why Saquon Barkley should be in the MVP race. It should be a battle between Barkley and Josh Allen. I got a small hat tip to Josh Allen, but I wouldn't have a problem if Saquon Barkley won it. I think it would be great. I think it would be, to be honest with you, I think it's necessary. And so if I'm rooting for anything, it's for Saquon Barkley to rush for 200 yards on 17 carries this weekend. Like what you saw? Hit that like button, subscribe, and check out the full episode by clicking the link below.